Well, there it is, guys. That's my flight bag. And I figured we'd do a bit of a different video today called What is in My Flight Bag? First of all, this is my flight bag. It's a Brightline Flex B7. Not exactly the smallest flight bag in the world, but it's not exactly the biggest flight bag in the world. My friend Joe introduced this brand to me, and he has got probably the world's largest flight bag. And the cool thing about them is they're modular. You can unzip here, and this whole front module comes off. You can unzip here and split this thing right in the middle. You can unzip it right here, and you can add more things onto it. Joe's flight bag is massive. It's like, I'm filming with one hand here. It's like from here all the way over to here. It's crazy. It's literally a weight and balance problem. I've got my little future pilot, my 5-year-old son Joshua, who is a little shy, but he's here hanging out and watching me make this video in my office. So first thing is, being a plane owner, I have my plane and hangar keys here, an extra set of plane keys in case a set disappears, as you know, I sometimes misplace things. Thankfully I find them, otherwise my plane would probably be in another state. In this side pocket here, it looks like it's probably for a drink, like a bottle of water or something. I keep a couple of things, a pulse oximeter for higher altitude work, just to make sure that we're getting enough oxygen. And I also keep a knife, a pretty good sized knife. You can see the outline of the blade. And many people would say, what the heck are you doing carrying a big knife like that? Well, I don't know, maybe I guess I could be a bit of a prepper pilot, who knows. In this little side pocket here, this little pouch, I have a Garmin GPS GLONASS receiver, and I only use this in the event that there's a failure in both GPSs in the plane and a failure with my Stratix, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But this is a very reliable little external GPS GLONASS receiver. It can be run on the ship's power and prevents your iPad from draining down quickly. All right, onto the front here. You have to bear with me a little bit because, like I said, I'm filming with one hand and I'm not the most coordinated guy in the world. This pouch here, I'll just empty it all out. There's some change in there, probably from just random stops along the way. And it's handy to keep all those quarters in there in case you get to vending machines at FBOs and at airports. In that pouch I have a Leatherman Rev. It's a pretty decent multi-tool, not the best one in the world, but it's got all the basic stuff that you need for little tiny fix-it operations along the way. This is a red light here, flashlight with a couple of different brightness levels, a couple of different modes. For all the pilots, you know what red light's for. It's easy on the eyes at night. For the non-pilots, red is the preferred color for being able to see things and not strain your eyes at night. This is just a regular old white flashlight, LED. A cigarette lighter. I don't smoke, but making fire is important, especially in the event of a forced landing. More red light here. I concern myself with night operations where failures can occur, specifically electric failures, God forbid. Complete electric failure and in-flight fire that would compromise the electric system. That I need to be able to see what's going on. We could fly completely with an electrical failure in the plane using secondary systems, iPads, Stratix, all battery power, and safely get to the ground, provided that we have the power plant producing power still. So in this pouch here, this one is kind of what I call the junk drawer. Like in your kitchen, you have the junk drawer, and I don't know, plastic bag that probably had some vitamins in it, another one with some vitamins. Really, this is just pens, change, sweets. I don't really eat sweets or sugar at all, but if you're, in a situation and you're just absolutely crashing, this will get your blood sugar up in a hurry. So that's really the reason for those. I really, on a side note, it has nothing to do with flying whatsoever, but I'm really into just eating right and eating healthy and exercising a lot, and big fan of the keto diet, and sugar's a no-no on that. We've already been in that pouch. Let's go in the front here. This one is where I keep, that's the office. So in the office we have my pilot's license, we have my AOPA membership card, we have an extra credit card, and my medical, and a couple of extra AA batteries. I've got a bunch of things that take AA batteries, but chiefly my noise-canceling headset, my Bose A20, and a couple of things of chapstick. I think I picked them up at Sun and Fun at one of the booths. What the heck. So moving on. I'll just pause the video for 1 second while I button this up. Alright, the next one down, right in here. This one, I have a battery pack here. And this one is, I don't even know how many milliamp hours it is, but it's a good one. It's probably like between 5 and 10,000, I think. Let's see. 10,000. And then I have USB charging cable. Gosh, I'm sorry for the lighting here, guys. That's kind of weird. Move that back here. Zip that up. I don't think there's anything in this little front. Oh, no, there are. Of course there are. This is an audio cable going from 1.5 millimeter to 1/4 inch. And also in there is a Sony voice recorder, which is how I used to capture audio before I got my GoPro Cockpit audio adapter. So we'll put that away. All right, onto the bottom front pouch here. This is filled with every imaginable charging cable that you could probably ever need, but definitely everything that I have in the airplane as far as devices, accessories, from Apple products to just regular micro USB, USB-C, proprietary chargers for various things like my my Yaesu handheld radio. There's nothing in this little front pouch. We'll move on to the side. This is just a really cool configuration because you can put your carrying strap here. I have it in the back. You can cross it over from front to back like that, or from front to back like that, depending on how you're carrying it. Ample writing utensil storage, pen and pencil, 3 pens there. This is my Yaesu. You know me, I'm not super good with remembering model numbers. This is the highest handheld model that they make. It's a something 450, I think. And it's very good. It's, as you can see right on there, it's got a GPS. It also will fly in ILS and a localizer VOR. Obviously, it's not IFR certified, and you can never rely on it in anything but an absolute dire emergency. But should a dire emergency arise, and this is all I had, you better believe I would use it. But the cool thing about this, I showed you in the airplane walk-around video, the belly antenna and the plug-in on the dash. The pigtail would plug right into there, and it would bring almost full power to this radio right here. So that's cool. I keep another carabiner here. You can never have enough universal connectors handy. And I am admittedly a big fan of these little remove before flight tags here. This is just a whistle, compass, got a little magnifying glass built right in there for starting fires, and thermometer. Maybe you think I'm putting a little too much emphasis on this the prep side of flying, but you know what? I live in the Northeast. There's a lot of dense forest. There's a lot of mountainous terrain, and you know, it's just part of the deal. I mean, you know, we only have one engine in this plane. I've made it as safe and reliable as I possibly can, and I maintain the heck out of it. But the truth is, I don't have a second engine, and I'm not installing a second engine. And I mean that as a joke, but you get the point. If a forced landing becomes necessary, you don't know. I mean, it's not like we're, you know, going to be necessarily landing on a highway. We're probably going to be landing deep in the forest, and you know, who knows how long it could take to be found. We'll start in the back here. I don't think I have anything in here right now. The reason I don't, I normally keep local sectionals on hand, and I just took the sectionals out because I've got all kinds of stuff that I'm going through here for my CFI, studying for my CFI. So there's a couple of IFR, low altitude charts, chart supplement. There's a New York sectional right there. This is the only one that I have that's not expired, and it normally lives in that pouch over there. So we'll walk back over here. So that goes there. This here is if you have a rollerboard and you want to put this on the slide up thing on the rollerboard. All right, open that up. Oh, this is for sunglasses right here. I normally keep my foggles in here, but the foggles live in the airplane, so they're there right now. This pouch here is a pretty big pouch, and in it I have my iPad 4 mini, and as a backup to that I have an iPhone 7. I'm not an i guy. I'm not super Apple friendly, but you know, I am a ForeFlight guy, and ForeFlight is a Apple only product, so I keep an iPad for my primary navigation tools, an iPhone as a backup, and that's what makes this legal, is having a backup. But then I back that up with paper charts. And then I've got my ASA CX3 calculator, flight calculator. I don't really need it for much in the airplane, but I just had it in there because I just finished taking the last of a long string of written exams for, you know, flight instructor, for ground instructor, for CFYY, all sorts of stuff, and I needed that handy. This is just a beanie cap. Nice to, I mean, you lose a lot of heat from your head. You don't need to worry about that this time of year, but I guess it's just, I never took it out of the flight bag. Let's go around this way. I got my little pilot buddy here staring right at, hey, say hi, bud.
Hi.
Okay, some paracord. So already I know I'm going to lose a lot of you guys. You're going to think I'm some nut job, and maybe I am. Actually, no, I'm not, but I just would rather be ready than not ready. This is a backup battery pack, the factory backup battery pack for my Yaesu radio. And I use the lithium-ion battery as my primary source of power for that, and it lasts forever. It's incredible. But having this thing loaded up with AA's, if I ever need to pilfer it and grab the AA's for my headset or for any other device, then I have it. And I've got my Swiss Army knife in there. That's just, you know, more tools. This one I got at the PSA Airlines booth at Sun and Fun. I just thought it was kind of cool and kind of handy. How many times have you gone somewhere and had leftovers or whatever and not had forks or whatever? So that's really cool. And thanks PSA Airlines for that. Let's see if I can put it back together. Oh, that's going to be a trick, one-handed. I'll do that later. Okay, this is the Mac Daddy of chargers. I think this is like 50,000 milliamp hours. It's a beast. It's got a light with SOS. It's got a full-time light. It's all LED. It charges solar. You can see, I don't know if you can see that or not, but when I flipped it over and it was exposed to the light, there it is. You can kind of see that green light right there. Means it's charging right now. This thing is almost always charged, and this thing saved me at Sun and Fun. Kept my cell phones juiced the entire time. And yet another solar charger. This one's okay. It's not great, but it's more power when you need it. And they don't weigh anything. It's not like this is costing me any weight and balance whatsoever. This is maybe half a pound, if that. Yeah. More paracord. Hey, maybe you need to. Maybe you go camping, airplane camping, and you want to string a hammock. I mean, you can never have enough paracord in life. Headlamp with red and white lights. These are very handy, especially when you're airplane camping or when you're just in the cockpit and you want a little extra light for your charts or for whatever it is you're doing, even as a passenger. Then I've got a couple of whoa, sorry buddy, a couple of Nebo red lines. These are the best flashlights that you can buy, in my opinion. I mean, mag lights are great lights also, and there's no one disputing that. I'm not here to start that Ford Chevy argument or Cessna Piper argument. So these are some of the best lights that you can buy, and they're always charged up. And that's it. That's the bottom of it. This is just a divider that I leave in there, and I don't really need it to divide anything. So yeah, I'll stuff all this stuff back in here. Thank you, buddy. That goes in last, pal. And this is on my plan, so it actually has a phone number. I call it the plane phone. I never use it to make calls, but there have been times when my main cell phone is depleted and it's gone, it's done, and I'm glad that I have service on this thing. Yeah, I could just swap the SIM cards out, but what a pain that would be. So I'm going to pause out for a second while I put these utensils back together. All right, so that's going back together. Okay, and then we got the center here, which is logbook. And one thing that I do in my logbook, and I've done this the whole time since I first started flying, is I tape and reinforce an envelope in the back of my logbook, and I can put, like, for instance, my temporary commercial pilot's certificate when that was still temporary, and all the my IACRA stuff for new applications, and all of my knowledge test grades are in there, and I just find it very handy. And I also keep my original logbook from 1991. That thing is not very ambitious. I remember when I got that, I'm like, I'll never fill that thing up. And, well, I figured I'd get a little more ambitious. I'm not even a quarter of the way through this one. So, is it this middle up? All right, onto the front big pouch. Indispensable sunglasses. And I fly with Method 7 sunglasses, and there's a lot of good reasons for it. And stay tuned for an upcoming review on the Method 7 glasses. I was introduced to those by Larry Larabure He is a Facebook friend of mine, and we've kind of gotten friendly with one another online. He flies a 182, and he runs a website called Backcountry 182. He's an absolutely awesome backcountry pilot, and he introduced me to these glasses. And I met James, the founder and owner of Method 7, down at Sun and Fun, and we had a great long chat. He's developed quite a product, and I'm going to do a fairly comprehensive review. Next up is my Stratix. For my pilot friends, you know what this is, and if you don't know what it is, this will be for your benefit and for the benefit of the non-pilots and those wanting to learn. So try to do this one-handed. I'm going to go around the front here, see if I can. So what this thing is an ADS-B-in dual band, 978 megahertz and 1090 megahertz. It's also got an AHRS GPS. Excuse me, an AHRS and a WAS GPS. Sorry, and it's not, none of it's IFR approved. But once again, this is a terrific addition to the arsenal in the event that there's a failure or a problem with the panel-mounted electronics. And this can be powered with a power pack, just like a cell phone, and it runs on an Android-based operating system, I believe. I think it's on a Raspberry Pi platform. And this is the software, the Stratix software, in that little SD card. And there are the antennae. Point to the antennas, bud. Yep, there they are. And there's a power cord in there for it. So put that together. Little handy carrying case. And why do I have this? Well, I mean, these can be built for a couple $100. And in the grand scheme of things, if I didn't have the level of security and safety that brings me comfort for a couple $100, then you know what? That's bad ADM in my opinion. This here is just a suction mount for the Stratix. Well, the other reason I have the Stratix is because I fly with other people a lot, and I fly in airplanes that don't have ADS-B in, and I want traffic and weather. It's that simple. So that's another reason why I have it, so I can bring it with me. Okay, this middle divider here. Oh, Mama's downstairs cooking, and I think that one of the other boys just dropped a plate. Okay, so this one's going to be kind of hard to show you just because the lighting is really weird. Can you hold that flight bag up on the front, buddy, a little bit? Just hold it right where it is. Alright, this here is the 430W, 530W data card reader writer. And this is necessary to update the chart data and the terrain data for the 530W and the 430W. It updates approaches and all that other stuff. So I keep that in here, and when I need to update every, whatever it is, 28 and 56 days, then I bring the laptop along, turn on the hotspot, go up to the hangar, and update everything. You can never have too much pad and paper, although the pad and paper, excuse me, the note feature of ForeFlight is handy. Sometimes I just like pad and paper. This is a design that I put together here for just IFR clearance copying for simplicity. After a while, you just get, you don't need any sort of template for it. You just kind of go with the flow of it all. But if any of you guys want that, you can make your own pads, or I can supply you with these pads. I got a whole bunch of them. Just let me know. Send me an email to flyJFY@gmail.com. Gosh, I think that's all of it, isn't it? Are we really through the whole thing? What do you think, buddy?
No.
We're not?
No, it's
I thought we were missing one pouch.
Yeah, me too.
I think we'll go back here.
We already looked in it. No, we didn't.
Oh, yeah, we did. We missed a very important pouch. This back one here. Okay, so this one back here, just another place where I keep like books. This is a really good book here, and one of my CFI friends, Steve, showed this to me when he was helping me with some commercial maneuvers. And this book is indispensable for anybody wanting to learn. Basically, every flight maneuver imaginable is in this book here. Obviously, I have a 182, so I got the one for high wing. And, you know, the difference is that it just helps you create reference points and orientation based on whether you're flying a high or low wing airplane. And this here is my CFRA certificate, so I can fly into the Washington, D.C. CFRA. And this is my my new notepad that I really like using. Just a colored index card pad. I can copy all my clearances right here. They're on obnoxious bright colors, and it seems to work really well. So that goes all back in here. No, we did that one, honey. We did that one at first. One of the first ones we did, bud. So we'll zip this back up here. And that's my flight bag, guys. I'd like to know what's in your flight bag. Like some feedback and anything I'm missing here. And just do me a favor. If you're going to get off on this whole, negative tangent about, oh, that's ridiculous that you have this and that. I mean, just come on. This is what makes me comfortable, and I may be missing something completely obvious. Hopefully not. But love to hear what you guys think. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And click the little bell so you get notifications when I come up with new videos. Have a great day, guys.